he can help me do that.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, should I get my watch
Hey,
on?
give him a nice little cute smile there. Yeah, nice. Tell him you love him. Tell him you love him.
Do that. Yeah, ours is a bit
Nah, you're alright.
Western Sydney band. Hey, he's from Toongabbie.
Like you love him, bro. Look back at him. Yeah, nice.
I think they were photos of you too. Yeah. You can get him baking. Where do they usually sit? Like.
Interesting, depending on how the light hits it.
Adjusted. No, I think that's it. When it heaps tighter, it's like nothing because that looks alright. Can it put it down and see? Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's not even at all. See, that is good. That is gorgeous. S&B.
You spin it around. Just spin it around. Oh, yeah, spins around. Because this back bit here
Yeah, so.
moves around.
Yeah,
So
right.
look at mine. So
Yeah,
I
very
can spin
nice.
one around.
Oh, they feel good. No,
With the moose on it, yeah.
just when you guys do that, on the outside, yeah. I feel weird stepping on it. Yeah, some of them is light. Yeah, I'm gonna be. Do you reckon all the way or?
Nice, perfect.
What are we doing? No, sorry.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. This guy, he's like a.
You're not helping me very much.
3, 2, 1, go for it. Big laughs, banter. Yeah, the lads. Yeah, Hill Sports.
Hills what? So hard.
Do I have to put it on that? Or you do it? I haven't got photos.
No, we've already got photos of it.
You had photos of mine too.
Yeah.
We don't need photos
This
of
is really COVID safe.
yours. Jack's
What
twice.
happened?
James, you look really familiar. Like, obviously, like.
From Western Sydney, so you.
Yeah, I've probably seen you around.
Like, during the day, during the photo, like during the ceremony. I grew up in.
Still better than you did. Hey, I'm a gas fitter. Different. You're nothing. My job's actually dangerous. Is it? Like, when you do nothing, this one's bigger. Fuck, you're gonna prick yourself.
Oh fuck! Fucking hell, Jack. The shirt first. Yeah, that's what Jack got wrong. He tried to do it all at once. Do a cheeky smile too, Bren.
Yeah, mate.
Like a nice one.
Beautiful smile.
You got
That's a nice watch. Shit's good. It's fitted well because you fit it.
Nice spray on tan.
Your hair's looking really smooth.
Is that a wig?
Sorry, I took it off again.
That's it.
Yo, they come
Your
in
tongue
tan.
is like bright pink. That's a nice one.
That's leg day because.
Well, kind of just like this way, so you're a little bit past the shoulder. Yeah, that's it. We'll do a couple just looking straight at me as well. Lovely. I need this back watch one more time, yeah. Just keeping it long. Just kind of getting comfortable.
I reckon all the girls
hug as well for the handshake.
Nice.
That's a bit awkward. Hey, get your hand out.
The elbow touch.
Oh no, I don't want it.
I'm into a handshake as well.
Oh god.
You can actually face each other. Lovely.
You're gonna make it look like semi-natural.
Yeah, don't look at me, look at there.
Oh.
That's right.
And we do the handshake
Yeah,
as well.
okay.
Oh, wow, we're doing fist bump.
But whisper something in his ear.
Hey, beautiful.
Too good, too good. Nice. Look at each other. Yeah, the boys.
Flex. In high school, we were friends all through high school. Had
It's really bad having a Brandon like
Yeah.
so just like on the call. I mean, like, you kind of match your no-goes, kind of.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
Yeah.
It definitely goes.
Yeah, you guys are matched. Oh, well, at least I matched with you. You're calling me. Oh, John.
They were just talking about how bridesmaid, like the party, how we're not getting partnered up, but if we did, John would be with all the boys and then I get all the girls to myself.
Go for it.
When I'm in front of you.
Okay, I think.
More for photos, I think.
Okay, well, we'll set that up. Okay, are you sure?
Yeah, I think I'll ask when I
The
get
only
back.
reason we
Random wedding gift.
I'll ask when I get back.
something sentimental, and then I got him an Apple Watch as well. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a birthday gift. I love it. That's okay. It's like you didn't think it would go, but I think sorry.
You're right.
Yeah, I guess I'll put my dress on right now. Yeah. I need to. Sorry. I just tried not to cough, but then I coughed. Yeah, I'm not actually doing it, I'm just pretending. Okay. We'll laugh at you.
Fine, laugh at me then. Rooms.
Yeah, you can.
And just a bit of a giggle. I'm getting married.
I'm doing fake photos.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so beautiful.
Wow.
Nice.
Get the clip in. Jeez. All thumbs, there we go. So I was like, I feel the best in this one.
Yeah.
So let's go with that.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's like.
It's so much easier to put your own shoe on.
I guess you can just pretend and then I can do it if you like.
On the bed or you can pop it down next to it. Just maybe on that
On the other side, yeah.
Yeah.
He's wearing the coat too.
Yeah, it's good. It's on the coat.
Yes, you can take my necklace off.
So good.
They were your earrings.
Yeah.
That's so
And a bit of a giggle there. Yay, mum's earrings.
Yes, queen!
Yes.
The fake
laughs are good.
And
They make good candy.
look at each other, look at each other.
Oh, look at each other and laugh. Yes.
Yes.
Fake laugh, I love it.
Yeah.
And I'll grab a couple just looking straight at me. Perfect. Do our fake laughs again.
Nice.
At some point they will be real. Just looking at each other for a couple as well. And then just a couple looking straight at us.
Give me the scrunchie.
Give me the scrunchie.
We get married with one on our hands.
Gorgeous. And then just looking in between each other.
Don't lean away. Beautiful.
Close, guys.
I was like, where do I stand? This is nice.
Lovely. And you can just kind of look between each other as well.
You are so beautiful. Sorry. I always slash my shoulders. I've got to remember to keep them.
Yeah.
Shoulders back. Shoulders back.
Gorgeous, guys. Just one more looking straight to you. And just looking between each other for a couple as well. Gorgeous, guys.
There's heaps of
Oh, but I might.
No, she's mine forever. So I'm asking for your blessing, maybe just one lesson. I said 27 years, here's my takeaway. It's not just picture perfect dancing in a white dress. It's not just rainy days when nothing stops the fight. It's not just highs and lows and champagne toast. I found you know, 'cause love's not only the best days or the worst days. Oh, love is a Tuesday. Oh, love is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's breakfast thrown together. While she's sleeping in your heart, still sweater. Never seen anything better.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the bride.
You are my, you are my heaven.
The wedding of the year! Woo! Now, something I do need to mention first off the bat, which is the Weather Bureau have just contacted me and they said there is a lot of wind and a lot of dust in this area, so if you see Brandon kind of wiping his eye, that's all it is. So, and it only really affects very masculine men. So, now, on behalf of Brandon and Sheridan, I just want to start straight away by saying a massive, massive thank you to all of you lovely, lovely people for being here today. Now, if you are here, it means that you are either family or you are chosen family, and one way or another, between all of you, you have actually got Brandon and Sheridan to where they are today. So, in many ways, this is all your fault. Now, they both expressed to me really, really quite emphatically, actually, just how incredibly important their families are to them. And I know, because of you guys, never have they felt unloved. Never have they felt unsupported. Never have they felt they don't have a great group of people who will cheer them on when they've done something really, really good. And likewise, never have they felt they don't have other people who will just kind of laugh and openly mock them when they've done something really stupid. But I just think while we've got you all here in the one place at the one time, I let you guys know something. Because I don't know about how forward they are with this kind of stuff on a daily basis. But I asked them a lot of questions, and you guys popped up a lot, and I can guarantee you one thing. 100% they love and adore you. They think that you guys are the bee's knees, the cat's meow, the alpaca's knackers, and they completely and utterly love you to the moon and back. So what I want everyone here to do is give these two families a great round of applause for being the greatest families in the world ever. Ever, ever, ever. And then there are their friends. Now, what can I say about you lot? No, seriously, you guys are incredibly, incredibly important to them. And it doesn't matter whether you are old friends or new, good or bad influences. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stare at you when I said bad influences. It was just like, I'm sure you're one of the good ones. But the bad ones know who they are. Because you guys have always been their keenest supporters, their harshest critics, their partners in crime, and their confidants. And even though they may or may not have playfully described you to me as a bunch of fun-loving reprobates who will do or say almost anything just to get access to an open bar, I want you to know that they feel their lives are infinitely richer for having you in them. So likewise, please guys, give yourselves a round of applause for being the best group of friends anyone could ever hope for. And so it is with the most tremendous excitement they stand in front of you all today. Now, my name is Benedict Ager. I am a civil celebrant, and I am duly authorised to solemnise this marriage in accordance to the laws of Australia. Now, here's a big question. How did we get here? And I guess what I mean by that is, how did Brandon and Sheridan go from being, I dare say, two very, very miserable single people to this moment where they stand now about to get hitched? Well, we often hear this statement, this thing, this phenomenon that people often call the one. And we've all got a friend who always say things like, I can't wait until I meet the one, or I'm looking for the one. And what it is this idea that somewhere in the world, like a partner, another person has been pre-selected for them many, many years before they've even been born. So some kind of external force or deity, sometimes known as fate, has one purpose, and that purpose is to bring one person together with another, therefore making them whole. And they often say that this soulmate is out there somewhere. They could be anywhere. They could be in another city, another country. They could even be on the other side of the world. And they say it is their task to range the whole world and seek it out until they find their other half. And I often think it's quite surprising just how often that other half turns out to not actually be right on the other side of the world, but actually fairly nearby, and usually very, very drunk. A perfect match. And because Sheridan and Brandon met each other a total of 3 times before they actually managed to get together, you may well be inclined to think that fate was the force that brought them together. But I mean, deep down, we all know it wasn't fate that brought them together. It was Josh. It was definitely Josh. Josh, make yourself known. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Were it not for Josh, we probably would definitely not be standing here today. So be very kind to him, and please feel free to get him a drink later on at the free bar. For it was at Josh's 16th birthday party in 2010 that their paths crossed for the very first time. But when they crossed that time, they didn't actually interact in any way. Sheridan was very, very aware of him, but they didn't actually talk. And I spoke to them and said, I wonder why that was. Was that because, you're very young and you're trying to be cool and aloof and everything? And Sheridan said, no, not really. Brandon had a girlfriend at the time who was a cheerleader. And she was very, very irritating. So she didn't go and talk. And actually, when she got home, Michelle said to her, so, were there any cute boys at the party? And she said, yeah, there was one. But his girlfriend was a bitch. And now we fast forward 2 years later, and Josh suggested to Sheridan that they both go out clubbing. But they didn't actually really realise what clubbing meant at the time. They didn't realise that in order to go clubbing, you actually have to go to a club. And what they actually did was they went to and sat in a booth at the Irish pub side of the Mean Fiddler. Now, I think it's fairly, okay to say that Sheridan at that time wasn't really what you would call a rampant party girl. She was quite bookish, and some may even say, bit of a nerd. But as she was sitting there, wondering why she had worn her favourite neck-to-ankle dress while all the other girls seemed to be dressed in boob tubes and miniskirts, all of a sudden, everything changed. Because she looked over towards the bar, and she saw the coolest, most handsome, and most enigmatic guy she had ever seen. And just behind him was Brandon. Not really, no, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Of course. The coolest, most handsome, enigmatic guy she'd ever seen before was indeed none other than our man of the moment, our groom in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, please witness the fitness of Mr. Brandon Savage. Woo! Their eyes met, and almost involuntarily they started drifting toward one another. They smiled, and Brandon leaned in quite close to her and very softly said, "Hey, Cupcake, I'm Brandon Savage. So, tell me, what's a good pickup line?" And she said, well, I actually wouldn't really know, but I'm guessing that actually asking the girl to provide a pickup line for you in order to pick her up is probably not the best way to go. He said, "Yeah, right, thanks for the tip, Toots." And she said, "Well, I expect that you're probably here with someone." And he said, "Yes, I expect I am." But it didn't really matter whether he was there with anyone or not, because they spent the whole night together. And they were just chatting and laughing, and they just made this incredible connection. And when they spoke, it didn't really feel like they were chatting to someone who they'd never really met before. It felt like they were chatting to someone who they'd known all their life. And then a few months later, they shared their first kiss at the party of the century, which was Mikey Attard's birthday party, which was held at his grandparents' house. How rock and roll is that? Now, and he's also here, they shared their first ever kiss, and Sheridan said it was the best kiss she'd ever had. It was also the second kiss she'd ever had, so I don't think the bar was particularly that high at that time. But it still counts. Now, at this time, they were still teenagers, and they weren't really ready to kind of like go steady or be tied down or anything. The world was their oyster. And so they just kind of uncomfortably forced each other into the friend zone. And they stayed in contact. And people always talk about the friend zone like it's a terrible, terrible place to be. But it actually isn't. Because what it meant was they actually got a chance to develop a really, really strong friendship with each other. It was a really, really incredible bond. But this also made it quite difficult for Brandon. Because Sheridan, she was already sold. But this was the stage where he really started to develop feelings. And they were really good friends. And he could say things to her that he couldn't say to anyone else in the entire world. And he was just worried that, if he took it to the next level, sure, he'd gain a girlfriend, but then he might lose a really close friend. And I think it's fair to say that Sheridan didn't really give a shit about any of that stuff whatsoever. She wanted him, and she wanted him bad. And, in one form or another, to be honest, Sheridan had been in love with Brandon for the whole of her adult life. And then in August 2014, Josh, by that stage, he'd had enough. He'd had it up to here. He just kept saying, "For God's sake, I don't understand what the problem is. You like him. He likes you. Just get it together already." But they were just going, I don't know if I should. So he came up with a cunning plan. And it was at her birthday party. And he knew she wouldn't have the guts to take it to the next stage. So he did the only thing that a really good and close friend should do. He got her really, really pissed. Really, really drunk. And as the vodka raspberries took their effect, she stole her courage, and they shared their second ever kiss. And this time it was absolutely fantastic, and they kissed, and all these fireworks went off inside them, and somewhere in the background you could hear a very exhausted Josh go, "Thank fuck for that!" Now, just weeks later, they made their relationship official in the only way you can do nowadays, which is going onto Facebook and changing your status to "in a relationship." And this was the start of everything that we see before us. Now, since that time, many, many, many things have happened. They've grown closer and closer together, and they've fallen madly, head over heels, in love. I mean, I actually think that they were properly in love before they actually started their relationship officially. They've met with and gained the very, very enthusiastic approval of each other's kinfolk. They have enjoyed many, many fun times with friends and family alike. A bee. It's actually very lucky if you get stung. It's not, I just made that up. Let's hope you don't get stung. But they've enjoyed many times with friends and family alike. And then in January of this year, Sheridan's parents came to her and they said, "Look, why don't we go for lunch to the Mean Fiddler? They've recently done it up and we haven't been there yet." And she said, "Yeah, that'd be great." But unfortunately, at the time, Brandon was working, so he couldn't make it. And they walked in, and the whole place was done up. And I don't know why, but for some reason, they changed the name from the Mean Fiddler to the Fiddler, which is a bit of a dodgy title, I think, really, for anywhere. But they're standing there, and Michelle said, "Hey, isn't this the place where you and Brandon first met?" And Sheridan said, "Yeah, it was actually. It was just over there, in that booth over there, which is, for some reason, cordoned off." And it was at this moment that a definitely not working Brandon appeared from nowhere. The dude went down onto one knee. He held out the most beautiful engagement ring, and he looked her in the eyes, and he said something to the effect of, "Will you marry me?" And she smiled, and everything kind of bubbled up inside her, and she said something really daggy like, "Oh my gosh, yes, of course." And they hugged each other, and Sheridan felt these feelings she had never, ever felt before. And as in the middle of this hug, they suddenly heard one of their friends from the balcony upstairs say, "Did she say yes? Should we cheer or not?" And she turned around. That was there we go. Do you want to do it again? Let's reenact it for the first time. Mwah!
Did she say yes? Should we cheer?
Yes, exactly like that, ladies and gentlemen. That was absolutely perfect. Didn't know your lines, did you? That's okay. But afterwards, she saw up at the balcony, a whole bunch of her friends had been invited. They were all there as well, and they celebrated well into the night. Now, Brandon had pulled off something which is actually very, very rare today, which is a genuine surprise proposal. And I just think it would have been the most incredible thing, and I think both of them would describe the moment as absolutely perfect. Now, Brandon loves Sheridan because she is loving, caring, passionate, and determined. And she gives him the courage to be the person that he really wants to be. Sheridan loves Brandon because he never lets the small things get him down. I mean, like, ever. Never lets the small things get him down. He is funny, he is driven, he is athletic, and she loves... I don't know why she added that one, but I didn't want to miss it. Oh, arthritic, sorry. No, athletic. Oh, actually, he wrote that one in himself. And she absolutely loves the person that she is when she's with him. She gives him the strength to get on a Ferris wheel, even though... she gives him the strength to get on the Ferris wheel, even though she knows that he is afraid of heights, and he gives her the nerve to stand at the edge of a cliff, even though she is terrified of falling. Now, I think that Brandon and Sheridan are incredible, one-of-a-kind people who in this world of craziness were clever enough to find each other, and then to find each other again, and then to find each other again, thanks to Josh, and then fall madly head over heels in love, and now they just want to spend the rest of their lives together. And from this day forth, they plan to continue to laugh and joke and muck about just as much as they do every single day right now, to seek new adventures, to discover new shores, and that there will always be big fun, great food, magnificent wine, and that they will always look forward with hope and never back with regret. Now, Brandon and Sheridan your story, I mean, it may have taken a while to kind of get going in the first place, but I mean, the truth of the matter is that your story is really only in the very early stages. And the thing is about stories is that they never, ever stand still. There are going to be ups, there are going to be downs, there are going to be loads of moments in between, but the important thing is that you guys get to create your own story. Now, if anything, if we've learned anything in the last year or so, it is that we don't always get to choose what happens in the world around us. But we do get to choose who we go on this journey with. And I'm pretty sure, you guys, that I can speak for every single person who is here right now when I say we are pretty certain that you guys definitely made the right choice. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the fantastic Brandon and Sheridan. Married now? Excellent. All the guys in the shade go, yeah, if you like. Guys at home going, please do it now. You're sneaking with the shade. You're almost in that wall now, aren't you? Okay, so a bit of official words. Brandon and Sheridan, before you're joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these lovely witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and the binding nature of the relationship into which you are about to enter. Now, marriage, according to the law of Australia, is the union of two people, to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear the vows. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sneak in between them like a bit of a dirty stalker. Hi.
Hi.
Now, what I'm going to do, just get you guys to shuffle this way a little bit so we make a fantastic photograph. There we go. So, Brandon, if you would just like to repeat these words after me, take your time. I call upon the persons.
I call upon the persons
Here present.
to
witness that I.
Brandon James Savage.
Take you.
Sheridan Peter Preston. To be my lawful wedded wife.
Beautifully done, sir. Thank you very much. Okay, Sheridan, your turn now. Just repeat after me. I call upon the persons.
I call upon the persons
Here present.
to witness that I,
Sheridan
Peter Preston,
take you.
Brandon James Savage,
To be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Beautifully done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you have just heard are the vows as required by Australian law, which is why they sounded so warm and loving. Now, thankfully, for us, they've actually written their own vows, which they would like to say to each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass all this stuff over. I'm going to start with you, Brandon.
Pressure.
Sheridan Peter Preston. Our love story isn't the perfect one, but everything about it is so perfect to me. You came into my life when I was an aspiring rapper. Being swag was my life motto, and drinking a vodka lemonade was a good way to stay hydrated. You, on the other hand, you were so shy, so quiet, but every time you smiled, it always put me at ease. Fast forward to today, you're so confident, definitely not the quiet one, and your smile still makes me feel like I'm at home. Our love didn't happen in a single moment. It happened through an accumulation of moments, from staying up late, having D&Ms together, to planking at McDonald's car park, to what...
Him, not me.
Planking. to watching you dance like a clown in the passenger seat of the car. There are so many reasons as to why I love you, Sheridan, and every day my love for you just grows and grows. You are my best friend, and you have been for so many years, and I feel like the luckiest person alive to be marrying you today. No words can truly describe my love for you, Sheridan, but I promise to try as hard as I can to make you as happy as you make me every day. I promise to turn the footy off if you're having a bad day, even if Tommy Turbo's ready to fire. I promise to try and pretend to be interested in what the kids are up to at school. She works at a preschool, not. I promise to do that, and I promise to care for you when you're sick, when you're not sick, and every day for the rest of our lives. Because of you, I'm a better person. I'm more calm because of you. You've taught me so much about life, and I can't wait to spend every day sharing my love with you. And hopefully one day a little Sheridan or Brandon running around. I love you, Sheridan, my wife-to-be.
Thank you very much. Here you go, my love.
Bit of a tough act to follow there. Brandon, in a crazy, unpredictable world, you are an eternal feeling. I promise to be your constant, as you've always been mine. I promise to be there for you when you need me, whenever you need me, and to be your home and a safe place for your vulnerabilities and secrets. When we met, we were barely adults. We've grown up together. And I loved you in one form or another since the very beginning. Let's face it, 2020 has not been the best year in a lot of ways, but it has seen our lowest and our highest points. And while I wouldn't say we've been the luckiest couple, I never thought I'd be lucky enough to find someone like you. You are my best friend and my soulmate. Because of you, I feel perfect, in spite of the fact that I'm not. You've taught me to stress less, love your rare moments of bossiness, and kept me laughing with your contagious laugh, usually following your own dad joke or terrible pun. I promise to remember that our love only occurs once in a lifetime, and while I don't vow to never go to bed angry, with a cool head the next morning, I'll remember that when we face temporary challenges, it's not me versus you, but us versus the problem. I promise to at least half of the time trust your sense of direction and to never watch a full game of cricket. I promise to continue learning with you, dragging you through art galleries of weird art or historical tours and reading statistics out loud when you absolutely did not ask me to. You're welcome. Thank you for handling a situation when I can't, or thoughtfully showing up with coffee or something a little stronger. I can't wait to see what the rest of our story holds and to co-author our next chapters.
So good. Nailed it.
Beautifully done, guys. Now, we've now come to the part of the ceremony where the couple are going to exchange rings. Now, this is a very familiar ritual that I'm sure you've all seen many times, and it's really beautiful. There's loads of history behind this kind of thing, but what I think is important is a more personal kind of aspect, which is that in many, many years to come, when Brandon and Sheridan are all old and decrepit and chasing each other around the house on their mobility scooters, they'll be able to look at these rings they're about to exchange today, and they'll be instantly transported right back to this very, very moment in time when, surrounded by all of you fantastic people, they promised to love each other for today, for tomorrow, and for all time. Now, always my favourite question, do we have the rings?
No, don't drop them.
Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, he had one job, he did it perfectly. A round of applause for the ring bearer, please. Okay, so Brandon, I'm just going to ask you a very serious question for 1 second. Do you take Sheridan to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Is the correct answer. Fantastic. So please take the ring. Or rings.
Mine or hers?
Hers.
Yes, you put your own ring on.
Mine or hers, he said. And just before you put them onto a finger, just repeat after me. With this ring?
With this ring?
Or these rings, actually.
These rings?
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Please wear it as a symbol
Please wear it as a symbol
of our love and commitment.
of our love and commitment.
Perfect. Okay, Sheridan, do you take Brandon to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Excellent. You had me worried for a second there. And please take the ring and take his hand, and just before you pop it onto his finger, just repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Please wear it as a symbol
Please wear it as a symbol
of our love and commitment.
of our love and commitment.
A perfect fit again. Fantastic. So Brandon and Sheridan, on behalf of everyone who is here today, I would just like to say a massive, massive thank you for allowing us to be part of this incredible occasion with you. Now, in our presence today, you have openly expressed your love and your commitment to one another. You have exchanged rings, and you said some very, very beautiful vows to one another as well. Now, in my various correspondence with Brandon and Sheridan, one of the things that really kind of stuck out for me was the incredible kind of respect and kindness that they seem to show each other 24 hours a day. And I just think it's something that is very, very important between them. So I would like to end today with a very, very short quote from a fantastic movie called About Time. I'd only give one bit of advice to anyone marrying. We're all very similar in the end. We all get old and we tell the same tales too many times. But whatever you do, try and marry someone kind. Now, kindness is the very essence of their relationship. It's what brought them together. It's what has kept them together, and I know it's what's going to keep them together in many, many years to come as well. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we've now come to the part of the ceremony where I get to say my favourite bit, which is Brandon and Sheridan, with the power vested in me, it now gives me the greatest, greatest pleasure to now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the heck out of each other. Now, I'm just going to borrow the couple for a second and their witnesses to go over here to this lovely table, and we're just going to sign the paperwork. It will only take us about 2 minutes. All these guys here in the sun, please feel free to stand in the shade for a while. And in the meantime, you'll be entertained by these fantastic musos up here, and they'll be looking after you. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you very much.
No pressure.
Oh, you're fine. You're going first. It's the last person who gets the pressure.
Nice breeze.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Not a party, I don't wanna be at.
Take your time, no rush, yeah. Go for a kiss there, Woo!
All the noise. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more. I think we can get wilder than that. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Around. Yep. Can we have the button undone? Yeah, keep it relaxed. Fast. Stop. Slow. Oh yeah. Okay, you get the gist. You run fast. Does anyone have their fast? Hey, slow. Oh, fast. Hey. Alright, awesome. That's cool.
Woo!
I love how everyone was like gentle. Let's go. Woo! Oh, no. Everyone else hands up. Here we go. When I kiss. Ready, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Yes, and kiss. Here we go. Kiss. Yes. Oh. One jumping. Yay. One jumping. Yay. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Swinging. Yay.
Don't catch him.
One more. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go. Hey.
Someone take his shoes. Alright, let's. Of course.
That's nice. Oh, this is nice. Can show it into thing or... Oh, this is nice, guys.
2, 1, point it. Hey, yeah, your girl got married. Okay, that's right. All right, we're gonna play a bit of a game. Okay, what's pose 2? Here's pose 2. What is it? Oh, love and life. What's pose 3? Pose 3. What's pose 3? Oh, okay, okay. And pose 4. Here we go. What's pose 4? Yeah,
Nice, so
loving
good.
it. Love.
Did you say that's live?
Yeah, live your best life. I love it. 2, 1, Jackie.
Whoa, that looks awesome.
That
That looks so cool.
Yes, I love life.
This looks amazing.
Ready? 1, Chucky. Love you, love.
Keep it going. Kiss, 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 kiss.
Now, kisses. They're still kissing.
Hold on tight. That's great.
Woo! It's not quite as slow as the rice paper.
Just like wave it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? From my angle so he doesn't get you.
It's alright. It was a good idea in theory, guys.
We'll see if it works,
Are you gonna
Gabriel.
swing? Ready? I'm swinging. Swing yourself and you tell me when.
Swinging.
Awesome.
Again. And we're gonna get a kiss and everyone's gonna make some noise. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Everyone's facing at each other. And 3, 2, 1, you're gonna kiss. Did someone say marriage? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1, drama. Yeah. Give a quick kiss. That's the one. Nice. Tell her 5 things. I'm just gonna let them do. That's nice. Oh, the water's kind of sparkling. Yeah. And walking back, you can tell him 5 things of what you love about him. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Sneak in that kiss.
Yeah, nice. Keep going. Yeah, that's kind of perfect. Let's see if we can kind of like turn it so we get. That's the one? Maybe wrap your arms around his neck, Sheridan. Yeah,
Cute.
It's like going crazy.
Cute.
be obsessed with each other and the photos will look even better.
Yeah, so I think like we're going kiss you. Kiss. Oh, that's nice. Kiss. Oh, that's nice.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's nice.
Nice.
Aw, guys. Yeah.
Cute. Brandon, do you want to whisper something in her ear? That's awesome. You want to touch noses there? Cute.
Yeah.
I wasn't. That's a first.
Firstly, I want to thank everyone for coming, especially Sheridan, because I feel like it was a nervous 20 minutes waiting for her. So thank you, Sheridan, for coming. It's been a bit of a fight because of COVID and everything. So I appreciate everyone for being flexible with. We had to cut certain people for the ceremony coming here, so I appreciate everyone for being understanding and okay with everything. So, for us to be able to have the day that we planned for with no one really being misunderstanding, I really appreciate that. I feel like Sheridan's been stressing the whole time, months leading up to it, and the whole situation was summed up a couple of weeks ago when she was taking some pills to she was taking some medication to help her relax and sleep. And the whole situation that we've been dealing with, she downed it with a shot of coffee. So I feel like it's been a really, it's been a really stressful time for both of us, especially her, because Sheridan's been really good planning all this. And thank you so much, Sheridan, for planning everything. I know I've tried to do things.
Not very well.
Everything I've done, she's just done it again. So Sheridan, I thank you so much for planning this day. This is our day, this is your day, and I really hope you had the best day. I really want to thank Sheridan's parents for just dealing with everything that we've had to throw at them. We've really had to adapt every single day and just change plans every single day, and they have not complained one single bit. So thank you so much, Sheridan's parents, for Adam is emceeing the night, so make sure to buy him a free beer from the bar. Ben made that joke earlier. Sheridan's mum has been very good as well. She's really been the front fire of all Sheridan's tears and everything throughout this experience, so I think she deserves a round of applause as well. Before I thank anyone else, me and Sheridan have known each other for a very long time. We've known each other for 10 years now. From my memory, it's only 8 years. So, the first time we met, I was giving her shit for drinking water on a night out of drinking. And we ended up doing shots that night, and I was the one puking in a pot plant. She downed it like a champion, and I feel like that's been the consistency of our relationship ever since. Yes. Sheridan is such a beautiful soul. I'm so happy that I married her today. And she's the best person I've ever known. Everyone just give her a round of applause, because I feel like Now, secondly, to Sheridan's brides, women and men. She has men in there. I want to thank them for keeping her very sane through this whole period, because I feel like every time she's come to me, I've just been like, oh, don't worry about it. But then they've been a steady head in this, and I really appreciate them for doing what they've done. So, toast to you guys. To my groomsmen, thank you for doing nothing. No. I really appreciate you guys for doing so much throughout today, and I mean the last couple of weeks you guys have really, I've been quite demanding, so I appreciate you guys just copying it on the chin and just doing what you can, so thank you guys. I want to thank my parents for just raising me the way I am, because if I wasn't raised the way I am, I wouldn't have met someone like Sheridan, and she wouldn't have liked me at all. I feel like they raised me quite well, and I've met someone that is very well as well. and that's a thank you to the other side. Thank you for raising Sheridan so well, because I feel like just her relationship with you guys is just so good, and I envy that, and I really want our children to have that in the future, what you guys have with Sheridan. So I really appreciate that, guys, and I feel like that's it. Do you want to say anything? Thank you, guys. And I really want to thank 1908, Nick and Julian, and the bar guy with the beard who's not here at the moment. They've been really good, and thank you so much, guys. Like, every time we came here for a meeting, we felt so good after we came. So thank you so much, guys, for putting on this event. And I'll put on to Sheridan, guys. Thank you so much.
Nothing too much different to what Brandon said, but I just want to extend on that by thanking all of our vendors as well. They've been so flexible, and every kind of message of being like, oh wait, we're not doing this anymore, we're doing a different date, we're only having 50 people, we're only having 20 people. You guys have just been like, oh, that's fine, don't worry, you can have 20 people and we'll still come. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So despite everyone being really flexible, it's been kept it really stress-free for us, or as stress-free as possible anyway. So big thank you to Vienna, Curtis, Jamie, Brianna for doing the cake as always, always doing the cake. That's it, everyone's here. Thank you for sitting up there. Sorry about the very awkward positioning, we didn't have a lot of space to work with.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hey everyone, for those who don't know me by now, my name is Josh, yes, and I'm a good friend of both Sheridan and Brandon. I just wanted to start by saying thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak on behalf of everyone here tonight. Now, just to start off, I met Brandon through a mutual friend of ours, Nick, who went off to Hillsborough High while I went off to St. Clair High, to where I met the lovely bride Sherry. Now, Brandon and I, we quickly became friends for our love of footy and cricket. And back in the day, it was over cheap bread rolls, because that's all we could afford, and 90 cents Cokes. Now, Sherry, on the other hand, we became friends who like to take the absolute piss out of each other. I don't know if it counts as being friends. We were just always arguing with each other and saying quite rude things to each other. I remember one time in year 12, we literally argued for like a day straight on whether meat pies should be served at high teas or not. Now, obviously, Sheridan was under the impression that no, they shouldn't. So I went off and looked up on Google meat pie high teas, and sure enough, there was meat pies in those high teas there. So, Sheridan, after all these years, you still owe me that meat pie, thank you. Over the years, I've come to know Brandon and Sherry as two of the most amazing people. Brandon, we all know, well, I'm sure everyone's heard some of his really terrible puns over the years. If he was standing here in my position right now, he'd probably say the worst wedding joke he would say, which was even the cake's in tears. But other than that, we also know Brandon for his bit of man crush over his rugby league players. Originally there was the Sean Johnson, and it went into a bit of Pale and Ponga there for a second. And now we've got Tommy Turbo, who didn't turn up today. I'm really disappointed about that one. But besides this, he's a good bloke who's always been there for me, and he's always good for a good laugh with us, and throwing forward passes at all time all the time. Sherry, on the other hand, we already know she's a real competitive girl. Like I said, we were always arguing, but she's always been there for me, and she's always looking for the best in people. I just wanted to say, Sherry, you look absolutely stunning tonight, as you always do. So earlier on today, the celebrant kind of stole my entire speech. He said he'd purchased it for $50. I thought it was for an assignment or something, but he used it there. But for those who weren't there earlier today, I'll just give a bit of a background on where the two met. The first time they met was actually at my 16th birthday party, even though Brandon doesn't remember that one there. But I can confirm she was definitely there, mate. And at the time, Sherry was being attempted to be converted over to being a cheerleader, as we all know. And everyone knows Sherry's not the most sporty type in the room. Sherry went home later that night though, and obviously her mum asked if she met any cute boys at my party, and she said one, but a really annoying girlfriend she had. 2 years later, I asked Sherry to come to the fiddler with us, or the mean fiddler back then. The funny thing about this one was that Brandon, Nick, and myself, we were actually all arguing all that day and the day before about something. I think it was like a $5 thing that I was going to and dogging the boys. And but because of that, out of spite, I kind of went to Sherry and was like, do you want to come to the fiddler with us? Without even asking them. I eventually did ask them last second though, and of course, being 18, 19-year-olds, the only question I got was, is she hot? I won't give you my answer there, but I'll let you guys draw conclusions from that one. Moving on to our time at the fiddler, I'm not going to stand here and no one's ever pretended like it was this fairy tale thing that happened out of a love movie, because at the end of the day, we went there as friends who just wanted to have a good time. When you compare this to where Brandon and Sherry are now, you can clearly see how strong they are together. And I hold a lot of the reason for that, for them becoming friends first over the countless years, getting to understand each other and themselves, of course, and just letting that love accumulate and grow over the years. I asked Brandon just recently what his thoughts on that night were. For starters, the bloke was a bit confused how Saskia had suddenly become this hot blonde girl in a tight blue dress. Sherry, on the other stand, said she was wearing a black dress, so Brandon, you might need to borrow my glasses later on, mate. A man of many talents. Picking up girls was not one of them, and he went on to asking Sheridan how to pick up girls. Sherry, at the time, she just thought that he was just trying to show off for the boys. I tend to agree with that one there. And a couple months later, said that the real you is better than the show. Being Sheridan's first time clubbing with us, we spent a lot of time not clubbing at all. As you know, we were sitting down in the Irish pub, pretty much doing nothing. But the shots did eventually come out, and the drinks, and this ended up with something that we've seen over the countless years' times, with Brandon chucking up, and this time he actually made the pot plant, so it's all good. It wasn't on the ground or anything like that. The night ended with Brandon and the boys walking Sheridan out to her dad, who almost had a heart attack when he realised that it was just Sherry and then all this group of guys. Fast forward many years later, and I don't even remember writing this one. The group has grown up. Yes, about that one. But we've been able to watch Sherry and Brandon grow together into this wonderful couple that we've got here tonight. I remember asking each of them separately a couple of years ago, about 2 years ago, you know, what they thought of each other, what they were doing, because it was taking a while. And they both said, I wish the other would work out what the hell they wanted. And of course, as you can see tonight, they did. Now, if this past year is anything, it proves one thing: is that Brandon and Sherry, one of the most strongest couples that I know. Together with countless venue changes and fire safety tests failing them, they've had quite a lot to go through, and I think everyone in this room can say without a doubt that at the end of it all, you've done a wonderful job with the hand that you've been dealt, and I can only imagine it's brought you guys even closer. Thanks to both of you for sharing this beautiful moment with the rest of us, and cheers to both of you.
Very meaningful by the looks of it. Very true as well.
Hello, my name's Jenny, for those who don't know me. I don't know how to top that up, but wish me luck. Oh my gosh. So here we go. For those who don't know me, my name's Jenny, like I said, I've known the guy for almost or even about 7 years. We met through a mutual friend that we shall not speak anymore. Then again after in uni, and we began our long life journey in finishing our master's degree at uni. So, and oh boy, that was definitely a wild ride. All-nighters, if you remember, missing deadlines and making sure that we counted how many more grades we needed until we passed the unit, just in case the second assignment just did not make it. So, for the lack of a better word, our second assignment's kind of crap anyway. So, but in saying that, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we made it, and I don't know, I'm so nervous, I'm so sorry. And I just want to point out that managing semi-full-time jobs while full-time studying and also a little partying on the side was a bit, I lied, we partied I think almost every week or every other week that I can remember since the day I have known Sheridan. And honestly, I didn't think we regret it one bit. We don't, right? Well, I don't. Having drunk conversations with each other in the bathroom stalls, running away from widows, arguing with security guards, that's what she does best, and having a great time on the dance floor, and not really having to pay for our drinks when people rock up and offer to pay, and we're just like, okay, I guess we're doing this, but I promise we don't do that anymore. We're more sensible. So yeah, looking back, we made a lot of bad decisions with a lot of great memories. And as long as you know what's important is that we did it together, and that's the most important part of it. And moving on from that, apart from sounding like we're borderline alcoholics, Sheridan is one of the most loving and caring, thoughtful person I know. She goes out of her way to make sure her friends feel special. She listens to sugar rants and never makes you feel like you're taking up her time. She lets you lie in her bed and sob like a child even though she needs to be somewhere else. And she always remembers those little things that you have said over the time and gives it to you, even though you've never asked for it, so that's how thoughtful she is. So yeah, I'm definitely grateful for our friendship, and I'm grateful that I have met her, and I don't think that I would have had this much fun without you in my life. So thank you so much. So Brandon, I hope you know how lucky you are to have her for the rest of your life. Here's to Brandon and Sheridan. May the next chapter of your life be as amazing as the one you've already lived. Thank you.
And I'm not going to apologise for any of this. Brandon or Sheridan, I will not apologise for any of it.
Thanks, Adam. Brandon came home from school once in primary and said he's going to do a dance, a solo to the Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way. I never thought this day had come. And if you've ever seen Brandon's not dancing style, the song's alright, but Brandon's not dancing style and that song together is not a good look. First of all, the bridal party. Fantastic job today, and I want to raise a glass to the bridal party. The bridal party, cheers. Thanks very much. This guy. Champion bloke, and he'll be responsible for my headache tomorrow. To Adam and Michelle, they're put today on. They haven't asked for anything of anyone, and they're put on a great day at all their expense. So Adam and Michelle, I raise a glass to you two. Thank you very much. Cheers. I don't know what the father of the groom's supposed to do in his speech. There's some tradition about toasts and acknowledgements and all that sort of shit, but I think I'll focus on Brandon and Sheridan. I'm just trying to work out where I'll go first. I think so I'm told the key to a successful marriage is compromise. So I'm told. I'm told it's the key, but I don't agree. Brandon grew up as a compromiser. Spent many a year sitting in the back seat behind Jack. And also spent many a backyard cricket game conceding to batting second. Only to not get a bat at all. 2 balls later when Jack was storming off with the bat flying in the air. So Sheridan, you've got a compromiser there, so you want your way, you've got it. Loyalty. Loyalty and Brandon. I'm not too sure they go together real well. As far as loyalty to... Look at the friends that are here today. We've got guys here who've been Brandon's Ben Neal. Ben Neal was nerdy kid, kindergarten, birthday party, Hungry Jack, 7 Hills, I remember. So we've got guys here who have been Brandon's friend for what, 20 years? Ben Neal, all these guys here, James, Nick, Matt, as long as Matt's legal. The guys up in Josh, good speech. The guys on this table here, the cricket guys, Crabsy, Crabsy's gone. Where's Crabsy? Okay, the criminal lookalike Mikey Adder. All these fellas here, that just shows that, Brandon's very loyal to, those who are close to him. So Sheridan, I assure you that Brandon's loyalty to those that are close to him, family, friends, the ones he loves, is a lot stronger than his loyalty to his football teams. Okay? A couple of wins and a man crush aren't going to sway him, righto? What do I say? Brandon's got a few nicknames. I've heard a few tonight, I've forgotten them now, but we know him as Perth. Because he's a few hours behind everyone else. He'll tell a joke, everyone will laugh except Brandon. You'll be halfway through the next one, Brandon will start laughing. Anyway, Adam's giving me the wind up here. Okay. Brandon, Sheridan, the old saying goes, I'm not losing a son, I'm gaining a daughter. Sheridan, I'm sure you and Brandon will have a long-lasting relationship. You're the probably one of the very few people who can put up with Brandon and his quirks and his feminism. Hey? Well, actually, the tough thing about this is Brandon's been married to Jack for a long time, so I don't know how they're going to go with another one in it. Jack, did you want to say anything? Do you want to get up saying? I got to say, the one thing I'm very proud of with these two boys is that they have remained best friends, and it's fantastic. They hate each other, but they love each other. Jack, do you want to say a few words?
Come on, Jackie!
I've run out of stuff to say. No one knows Brandon more than this bloke. This could be dangerous.
You're so cute right now, Jack!
I'm not very good talking in front of people. I didn't get asked to do a speech because Josh did. I wasn't even in the groomsmen party. Brandon goes in the groomsmen group chat. He goes, does anyone want to do a speech?
Just get the right to say it.
No, this is it. No one said anything, so he didn't ask anything. No, he didn't. He wasn't in the group chat. No. But Josh did a good job, and I'm glad they asked him. I wasn't going to do a speech because I can't talk in front of people because I'm not very good. I was when Brandon was born, his eyes down the the altar. Sorry, I've had a few. I nearly shed a tear because I never liked to look at my brothers upset or my parents or anything like that.
That's it, that's what
I love you guys. And there's not much else I can say because there's nothing else to look at it. Thank you. I'll give it back to Jack.
Thank you, Jack Savage. Okay, just a couple of messages. We've got Brandon's grandfather, Pop and Sue in Adelaide sent their best wishes. Brandon, Sheridan, and Mark Lehman from London. Brandon sent his best wishes through Facebook tonight as well. You all right?
Yeah.
Have you had yours?
Yeah, you had your turn, Brandon.
Okay. Last of all, Brandon, Sheridan. As Brandon's father, Sheridan, I welcome you to the Savage family, and I'll give you my word that we will never lose sight of where you're from. And whilst you are now a Savage, You still belong to Michelle, Adam. Let's not forget Ozzy. I look forward to many good memories with you guys. I understand, well, I've got a bet with a few people that by this time next year I'm going to be a grandfather. I'm still too young to be a grandfather, but hey. Hey, but I'll do it anyway. So congratulations guys, I'm very proud of you. Again, thank you everybody. Adam and Michelle, really appreciate the night you put on. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, but Brandon, I love you very much, mate. Congratulations.
Get to our last speech, which will be myself. Very, very tough day, I have to be honest. Usually don't get upset. It could happen. It could happen. You know, my little girl got married. Means a lot. I'm very excited, and Brandon, welcome to the family. We have quite a large family, and at the same time a very small family, as you already know. And you know, he's made a very, very good impact at the beginning because he's grounded my daughter, which is not an easy thing to do. She's very opinionated, she's got attitude. I think it's a bit like her mother. Is she looking? No, I'm sorry, it's really not. Yeah, today was a very, very special day. Sheridan, you look beautiful. I got to watch the whole morning and watch a little girl into a wedding dress, and it was beautiful. It broke my heart, and it was great at the same time. Now that part's gone, you've got to get into the stories. So you've got a little girl, and little girls get older and they tend to travel. So Sheridan had a bit of a travel bug. That bug decided to take her to Europe. I did cry when she walked past the gate because you can't get her back, and I was a bit concerned. And as time went on, we kept in touch. I would say every 5 minutes, I think, I would message. One day, Sheridan decided to send us a message with a photo at a nightclub, having a really, really good time. Have a look at the picture, Dad. Have a look, Mum, Dad, look at the picture. Sorry, sweetheart, we can't see you. Where are you? No, I'm there, look. We can't see you, not in the picture. Have a look behind on the table. Now, how proud could you be as a parent to know that like your 18, 19-year-old child is dancing on the table in a German nightclub? A proud moment for all of us. I mean, you know, honestly, so another crying moment for me, thinking she'll never get out of it, but she grew up, went to Europe another 2 times and danced how many other times, I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. Brandon, you're not going to get off lightly, mate. Brandon and alcohol don't go down very well. Yeah, well, a few of you already know that. Brandon used to come to our house. I don't know how many times he introduced himself. Every time he turned up, "Hi, I'm Brandon." Yeah. After a period of time, and please excuse me, but I did say to my wife, how many fucking times has this guy introduced himself? Constantly, "Hi, I'm Brandon," for God's sake. No, he just kept doing it and kept going. It's all good, it was wonderful, time went on, they spent time together. Then at the same time, they also spent time apart. They had a good relationship, it didn't last. As it happens with some people, they moved on. Somehow, I don't know how Brandon did it, but Brandon was still at my house. And not even together, Brandon was still at my house. It happened for months on end. And you know what? I've got to say one thing. It comes down to persistence. It comes down to something called love, which amazed me. Got to the point where I turned around and I said to my wife, honey, we need to have a talk to our daughter. And I sat down and I said to her, Sheridan, you've got to make a decision. You're breaking this guy's heart or you've got to move on. And what she said to me was, we've been seeing each other for the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. The thing about it that I get to is basically about you guys. Brandon, you persisted. That takes courage, takes heart. It's called love. Impressive. Really, really made me stand up and go, this guy's got what it takes to marry my daughter. So what I say to you guys is, you moved in the right direction. I'm proud of you both very much. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the night. And to everyone else here, thank you for being here. Enjoy the rest of the night. Have a great time. Thank you very much. Cheers for the bride and groom.
This moment, I've gotta say how beautiful you are.
Go out there. Yeah, I like it. Good, good.
There you are, by the hand. Tonight it's you and I together. I'm so glad. And if I lived 1,000 years, you know, I never could explain the way I lost my heart to you that day. But if destiny decided I should look the other way, then the world would never know the greatest story ever explained. When I lost my heart to you that day. Greatest story ever told. Did I tell you? If I lived 1,000 years, you know, I never could explain. When you lost my heart to you that day. But if destiny ever told, I'll tell you just how much I
Enjoy the moment.
It's like that you're trying all around you, and I don't long.